Initiating stream and recording locally. Hooray! 720p, I hope.
All right. So, before we start, I'm gonna just go through and recap some the rule changes, just to make sure we're all on the same page. So, a couple of the changes that we went through. The first one being change to Smart Link. Smart Links can no longer make guns easy mode. Due to the description and the way they work in the game, just how they're supposed to work. They don't aim your gun for you. If you read how they're described, you essentially get a counter at the bottom of the like you kind of get like a reticle in your cyber eye, right, or in your goggles. And the reticle gives you ammo count, and it gives you like a hollow sight targeting reticle, but it doesn't actively point your gun for you. So because of that, the changes are you still have to aim your fucking gun, and you still have to shoot your fucking gun, and you still have to control your fucking gun. So I'm going to, instead of just making it like, hey, dice rolled reduction across the board, instead there will be no real reduction at point blank range and at short range, keeping target number at no, it's going to be a 1 point reduction at short range, bring target number to 3. Because normally it was like, it reduces your number by 2. No. What are you doing, Crusader Kings?
I can still listen.
So, there will be none of this like, I can't miss bullshit unless my gun just completely malfunctions.
Question.
Yes.
If we're close range but targeting a very specific part, can it still assist?
It will not aim assist. You'll still get your -1 reduction.
Alright.
Because
Precision.
shooting precision shots still require high amounts of skill. Alright. At medium range, you will get -1. So instead of being 5, your target number is now 4. So you're getting some substantial upgrades, but you're not breaking the game system. At long range, it does nothing, because at that point, it's down to shooter skill, and you're having to, especially with like handguns and that sort of thing, and you're having to actively aim and adjust for distance and that sort of thing. All right.
Okay. So the Smart Link thing is basically kind of a waste.
No, it's not. Smart Link is awesome, but it doesn't make the game.
It's a laser sight that they can't see that gives you additional info.
Right. And you still have things like ejecting magazines on free actions. You still have running ammo count, and you still get just a straight up reduction in dice rolls. But you do not get massive reductions to the point where you can't miss.
You mentioned something special for cyber eye implanted smart links compared to goggles and shades.
Right. The goggles, if you read the book, the goggles don't get as much help as straight hardwired cyber eyes do. So the basic thing is that the goggles will give you all the information, but you won't get the reduction at medium range. It's reduction at... Wait, no. You get reduction at medium range, but you don't get reduction at close range. So it's 4 and then 4 again at medium. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
It's helping with aim assist, but it's not helping with making life, cherries and roses and wine.
I'm behind that.
Makes sense.
The next thing. If you have an issue with a call or with a number or with a rule, talk to me about it. We can discuss it, and we can go with it. If I like what you have to say, or what you say makes sense, or I'm off, that's cool. We'll fix it. if anybody gets uppity or snippy, then I get to do things to you, such as changing your roles to outright failure, because it's pointless to be a GM and have no control, and it's really frustrating. All right?
Totally digging that.
All right.
Next rule. If I say no, it means no.
Hippie, you hearing this?
Do not pass
I think
go.
Cyanide over there needs to listen to this.
Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
We all need to.
If you guys are like, I want to do this thing that's completely ridiculous, cool. But if I outright say that's not going to help and that's going to waste everybody's time, drop the idea and go for something else. I'm all for playing outside the box. Play outside the box, keep me on my toes. That's cool. Because this is as much of a game for me as it is for you. And that's part of the fun of GMing, is sometimes having to go outside of my plans to work with what you guys are doing. It's a lot of fun. But actively trying to break my game is not cool. And doing things that are time wasting and resource wasting, yeah, and just plain fucking dumb, that doesn't fly. What the thing that I applaud you guys for trying to deal with the boss in a unique way last time, but trying to cyanide a bunny rabbit for something that was already suspicious of you is not a good way to go. Materials were wasted, and about 30 or 40 minutes of my time was wasted. All right?
Everybody's time.
I gotcha.
Does anybody have any questions on things, or are there any things that you want to bring up or discuss before we start?
One more.
Go for it.
Combat dice versus target number.
Thank you, Hippie. Good one. There will be no more dice dumps. And we can see why. It's kind of bullshit to have somebody drop 14 fucking dice on a single attack. All right?
What's the dice dump?
So the change is this. Your combat dice are still allowed to help, but you can only use the amount of dice that your target number is. So if you actually do have some way to reduce your target number to 2, bitchin', but you can only drop 2 more dice to get that guaranteed extra damage bump, not to just get a let's melt the whoever I'm attacking. Because, and this was the thing that really bothered me. With that assault rifle attack, the thing that made it a problem wasn't that it was a really high hit. What made it a problem was that it was essentially hitting with the force of, like, I don't know, it was like hitting with a tank cannon, like actually shooting it with a tank. There was no possible way, Hippie, quit that. There was really no possible way for that not to A, hit, and B, not to completely decimate whatever it shot. Even if you guys had wanted to take the pelt, as far as I'm concerned, that single assault rifle burst, atomized the entire creature. So we can't be doing that. And the only reason is because I can either reduce the amount of dice everybody can throw across the board, or I can scale up enemies. And scaling up enemies equals dead players, and dead players usually isn't fun. We got it?
Let's keep things from getting too extreme.
Pretty much.
To an
Like I
extent,
said.
this is Shadowrun after all.
Yeah, this isn't, Shadowrun is realistic, but it's not exalted.
That's next month.
Yeah, so we'll do exalted after Shadowrun. So here's the other thing, and this is for me. I like music, so I'm going to be. So every once in a while, I may drop a tune into the chat bar, and like I'll drop a YouTube link. That will be background. That'll be background noise because I think it's fun.
But Final Fantasy travel music.
Great.
Sometimes maybe.
Or music.
It'll usually be for bookends. If I even do it that much. Okay?
Gotcha.
Any more questions?
No.
And keep in mind, and I want everybody to know, I'm not angry at anybody. I'm not upset with anybody, and we're all cool. It's just that need to make sure that the session doesn't get wrecked by RNG. Okay. And RNG, and well, if it gets wrecked by RNG, that's fine. But we don't want to stack it in. We don't want to stack the RNG.
Yeah.
Cool.
It was stacked, it wasn't RNG. Well.
Okay. So here, so let me handle this message I'm getting, and then we will start. I'm getting bombarded by Steam messages.
Is it
Not
Scott?
it.
No, it's not Scott.
Is it Hippie?
RNGesus was here.
No idea what we're talking about.
Okay, so more message. It's obnoxious when like somebody doesn't just write the whole message, but they're like chunk, 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 chunk. You know what I'm talking about? And you just get message. You just get like I am bombed.
That
Exactly like that, Ev.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I'm in one of those little moods this morning. Afternoon. Oh, it's afternoon.
That's all right. Yeah, it is afternoon. Ev is still typing.
Nope, I'm not.
He's that type.
All right, so let's get started. US 97 stretches on into the night like a great black snake weaving through the Deschutes National Forest. What was once a well-traveled thoroughfare through a beautiful expanse of state-owned scenery has become a pockmarked trail of worry through an overgrown jungle, crawling with God knows what. The inky black of the night only serves to accentuate the feeling of palpable unknown. The wheels of the van rumble and bounce along the pavement, with the engine droning quietly under the hood. It is now 1 o'clock in the morning, and the red needle of the fuel gauge splits the little window in half, showing the slowly draining reserve of liquefied thunder lizards. If not for the chatter of the companions, the night would be claustrophobic and deafening.
What?
I think he wants us to start talking, but
Wait, what's a thunder lizard?
Dinosaurs.
Thunder lizards rule.
brand of oil in Shadowrun.
makes sense.
So what's next, guys?
Rawhide's out. After all the shit we had to go with, I'm sleeping to make sure the next fuck up we run into, I'm rested.
I'm making sure my gun's fully loaded.
I guess I can use my skills to go over everybody's weapons and make sure that they're my gunsmithing skills to make sure they're in good shape. I think I still have those.
And everybody having at least 2 fresh mags would be really nice.
Yeah, again, I don't think we're going to see a lot of combat. That was made pretty clear by God.
I know.
Yeah, but we don't know that.
Enough, so
Well, maps are showing we've got enough fuel to get there. Barely. Again.
Let's hope they actually have a gas station.
And less wolves.
Less wolves,
Yeah.
more lizards.
Nuck, roll, let's see, roll 2 dice with a target number of 4.
2d6 plus 4?
Target, just greater than 4.
2d6 greater than 4, got it.
Compound.
Compound. See if I do this. Did I do that right?
You did.
Holy shit.
So,
The last time I do that bullshit tonight.
oh wait.
You
no.
had the sign
Yeah,
flipped.
you had the sign flipped, but your roll was still good.
Sorry.
I noticed the 5, and that was all that I really cared about.
Oh.
Actually,
But,
that was the best roll to screw up, because it works either way.
Yep. Yeah, so you nailed that either way. So yeah, you find everybody's firearms are intact. Nothing's bad. Nothing's jammed. And yeah, magazines are fresh. And you apply a fresh coating of of oil to everybody's weapons to make sure that everything moves correctly.
Oh, drones as well.
That's out of my skill set.
I'll fix them myself. Don't worry.
Can the
Oh,
driver drive
baby.
and fix drones at the same time, or...
No.
Nah, I'll do it when we get there. Don't worry.
Or we can switch up drivers.
Mm.
I think I can drive. I don't remember whether that got pulled in that. I guess I gotta look.
Everybody has the ability to just drive normally,
I
but
just don't think
combat
the car's
driving not
rated
so
for
much.
me or you.
Yeah, the seat really isn't
It's
designed for
damn-
dwarves or for trolls.
I get a
So-
free pass though, because I get to control it with my brain.
Yeah, Sean's just directly wired in. If somebody were to actually drive it, then Josh or Hippie could drive it manually.
Mm-hmm.
Hippie would have trouble.
Dwarf.
He's a dwarf.
I mean, I'm tall for a dwarf, I'm still a dwarf.
So,
Oh, that's a question.
I don't know. Them Seahawks.
Locke.
Yeah.
Is Valkyrie joining us today?
No.
Alright, we dropped her off somewhere
Showing
else.
her ways. She has her own motorcycle. So.
Makes this so much easier.
Yeah, she might just be riding alongside.
We tied her behind the van and forgot.
No, you left her on top of the van and we just drove off.
Hmm.
Oh yeah,
Likes
from that one
bugs.
time.
Stayed safe, didn't she?
Yeah, as Rawhide starts rubbing his large tears in his fresh armor. Fucking wolves.
Yeah, you have way more than me.
Sam just takes a sip of his alcohol and then goes back to just watching all of you.
Watching.
Mm-hmm.
So what does it do?
I'm what you would call a hardball dick.
I already knew you
Which-
were a dick. I didn't know you were over easy.
Huh.
Hmm. Sometimes I'm trying to set up, but it depends on the woman.
Somehow I don't see you study anything.
Grunts.
Alright. Regardless, it's late. Eat, sleep, rest. We don't know where we're going into tomorrow.
Ags leans back, closes
Just
his
eating
eyes.
some beef jerky. Polishing my eye.
Driving.
Yeah, the one guy who needs the most mental aptitude out of all of us is driving.
And the road goes on. The clock in the Rinraku van reads 0300 as you pull into the outskirts of Ashland. The town shows signs of once being a major hub that has slowly fizzled and died like a grandiose dud on the 4th of July. What might have once been the home of the gentrified and upper crust has fallen into some disrepair. The buildings on the outskirts aren't ruinous. they're just obviously and blatantly vacant. As you look for signs of life, you suddenly hear the piercing, momentary wail of a siren from behind the van. Looking back, you see an ancient, dull white and blue patrol car following you. Lights on top flicker for a moment, and the siren pipes up once more.
Great. Alright,
Act calm, we ain't done
I
shit
pull over.
yet.
A tall, elderly man in a long brown coat steps out to the side of the van. His hair is white, as is the heavy handlebar mustache that stretches to the sides of his face.
I jack out and wait for him.
You boys took long enough. At least, I hope you's the boys that pissant Mortimer I said he'd been sending down from Seattle. If you ain't, I suggest just moving along and heading on to Redden. I don't expect many Renraku vans rolling through the Tangier, however. Especially not ones that have been reported stolen. Let me take you to the place I reserved for you during your stay. He gets back in his car and pulls in front of you.
As he does that, I
Alright.
say allegedly stolen.
I jack back in and follow him.
The Ashland Manor Motel is a more than welcome sight after staying in the converted gas station back in Madras. The rooms, while old, have been decently kept up, and the beds are clean, as is the chair next to it. As each of your heads hit your respective pillows, you find sweet oblivion. As the sun rises, all of the vid phones in your rooms begin to blare. After silencing them, a young man appears on the screen and speaks in an obnoxiously perky way. "Good morning, gentlemen. The sheriff would like to speak to you all. Instead of asking you down at the station, he's in the lobby with breakfast." This is followed by a soft plink as the video shuts down.
Food.
Okay.
I'm always for breakfast.
Now, question. Is this a
Food.
smoking hotel?
Doesn't really matter.
Lit cigar it is. The best companion with coffee and eggs.
Downstairs, the old man from the night before sits at the table. His wide-brimmed hat hangs off the back of the chair, and his wizened blue eyes watch the motley group as they shamble into the lobby. "Sit down, boys. We have a lot to talk about, and I'll guarantee that you have some questions for me," he says from under his pristine mustache. "First, let me tell you about our fair town and the problems we're having. Feel free to ask questions. The reason why we need muscle is the robberies and vandalism that's been happening at night. Storefronts smashed, supplies taken, and even some of the farms have been ransacked. The other night, Mr. Sullivan came to me and said he's been moving to Redden. Some of the bandits have come up and demanded tribute, or else they burn his farm down. He introduced him to his old double barrel, and they scampered right off. He came to me white as a sheet, wouldn't say what happened, but that he was leaving. Guess it was something pretty bad. I only have one deputy left, which ain't enough, and that ain't enough to handle a situation." He takes a long draught of the coffee. And in front of him, as his hotel staff brings you a plate of sausage and eggs. Swirling the coffee around the cup and looking into it contemplatively, he pauses for a moment before looking back up. Now, you may have wondered why I asked for a PI. This one's a little more nefarious than some rascals and vandals who need your shit stomping. We've been having the kidnappings. At least, I'm sure they are. People have been vanishing from their homes at night. Age don't seem to matter too much. Started about a month ago with Mr. Johnson from the local hardware store. His wife woke up one morning, and he was simply gone, right out of bed. There have been 6 in all. Until 2 nights ago when he looks pained for a moment, but it passes from the wise and withered face. My daughter and her little boy were the most recent. Sheriff Holliday drains his coffee cup somberly. And on top of this, we've been having native tribes pushing for land. At least I'm pretty sure they are. Caught one of them trying to break into the firearms locker at the station when we were all out. He's kind of young, so I don't think he's real trouble. Just seemed more scared than anything. All he'll say to me in Kalapuya is, "White Devil." As far as I know, he's talking about me, but I have no idea. He don't eat much, don't speak English. I just can't let him go till he tells me what's what. And I guess it's the long and short of it. The sheriff draws on in a way that seems deliberately calm. Last thing you boys should know is where our supplies stand. Ammunition's getting to be real scarce due to the robberies. I make my own, so it don't affect me much. Certainly is stopping a lot of vigilante justice, though. Food and water are pretty easy to come by, so we're pretty self-sufficient. Not a lot of people left here in town, but very few farmers come up from California a few years back. We have fuel, but in limited quantities. Usually it gets borrowed from Redden. Supply chains from Karasir have all dried up in the past months. The places of interest around are few and far between. There's a town bar, most people hang out in the evenings. My office where the county jail is, and the old outdoor theater. Used to be used for a Shakespeare, believe it or not. Now it's just really a park and ain't too much else. I'll leave you boys to wander, and if you can, report back to me every day or two. I can tell you what's going on.
Alright. Couple questions, though.
Yes, sir.
The disappearance. Any connection between them all?
Any connection to what now?
Between the different people.
Seems to be completely random.
Professions?
Do they ever show up again? Why are you calling them kidnappings? Is there a ransom?
They just been disappearing. As far as I'm concerned, they're being taken. Other people think they wandered out. Some people refuse to acknowledge it. As far as I know, they just ain't there. And people don't outright just vanish into the night.
No sign of foul play.
Refuse to acknowledge.
Nope.
What can I say? Some people just, the best way they handle things is by pretending it didn't happen.
I gotta ask, what were their professions?
We had a shopkeeper. We had some farmers. My little girl and her boy. She was a school teacher. It's pretty random, all over the place. Don't seem to be any rhyme or reason as far as I can tell.
Alright, then you can kidnap for their skills.
It's a possibility, but I don't know what skills a shopkeep might have.
I think that's why they ain't.
You happen to have a list of all the people who've been reported missing?
Not all, maybe, but I can get you one. Give me a day or two.
Appreciated.
I can go get that rounded up for you.
And what do the surrounding areas look like?
Or the what's now?
The surrounding areas look like.
What's the surrounding area?
We've got
Josh_Malmstrom
We've
moved to
got
writing
ourselves
papers and life stuff.
quite a bit of desert. We have some brush. We have some plains. We've got rocks. Got some scrub trees. You know, it's the desert, boys.
Any caves or something like that?
That's a good question. There are caves out near the mesas. People don't tend to go there. A bit of a ways out. But, those do exist. People tend to not go that way. You know, not just due to the distance, but there's all kinds of creatures out there. There's wolves and the like. There's also,
Immediate recourse for Rawhide when he said wolves.
there's... What's the matter, boy? Don't like puppies?
Well,
Let's
just take
say
a look at his jacket and you'll
Rawhide doesn't.
know why.
You'd
we've
think they'd
recently all
miss him,
become
but
cat folk. After a
Oh, boy.
Fenrir decided to take a chunk out of our van.
Fenrir. That don't sound right.
Big motherfucker.
nothing right about it.
There are some meta creatures wandering around, some magical awakened beasts. At least I would imagine, usually are. Probably a basilisk here or there. I haven't really seen anything. I tend to stay in town, because it's my job to keep law and order. Stuff usually doesn't wander in, keep the lights going, and, you know, it's a pretty busy thoroughfare. It used to be. Getting smaller and smaller.
And are the natives, they do speak English around here?
The natives do not. They speak Kalapuya.
So is there a way we can get a translator for them and where their nearest settlement would be?
I can speak Kalapuya some. But, I'm probably the only one around here who really does. Which is a shame. It's getting to be a bit of a dead language outside of, their own little settlements. Where they tend to hang out and where they live, I can't rightly say. I've always imagined that they were a roving group, but it's possible that they're not. I learned it from my grandpa, who was friends with, one of the native tribes back before before the whole awakening started. This young man, at least my grandpa called him, he was an old man when I met him, felt that as his people were getting less and less, he didn't want to see his language go the way of the Comanche. So he tried to teach it to people as he could. But people don't tend to not have patience for that sort of thing. My grandpa, he did. And I liked my grandpa, so I listened to him. So he'd tan my hide if I didn't, pay attention to his lessons. Good thing I did now.
And are you the only one who knows the lay of all this land, or?
My deputy, he should be back in a few days. I have no idea where he's at. I sent him off to Reading to see if he could get some supplies. But he should have been back by now. I'm not too worried about him though. Boy can take care of himself. He's right handy with a couple of kinds of guns, and he has the ammunition to take care of himself. I'm not too worried about him. He knows the lay of the land as well as I do. In fact, he may know some of it better. He tends to get out a little bit more than I do. I just remember it from when I was a boy.
You have a small militia here that can take care of the place while you or your deputy might be absconded for help?
Do I have what now?
Yeah, we might need you and your deputy for help, so you have a small militia here to protect the town in case we go off venturing?
Militia?
The boys here, the townsfolk, they ain't too violent. But they will protect their homestead if they have to. I think I told you about Mr. Jensen. And, it's... People tend to protect their rights when they can. But with the bandits, there's not a whole lot that they can do. At least against them. The bandits seem to be packed with firearms, and it's my guess that they're the ones who are doing the looting. I haven't rightly seen them, but if somebody's looting, as far as I'm concerned, it's either bandits or someone in town ain't up to no good. And everyone I know in town tends to keep to their own. Mainly because they know that we run a fragile ecosystem here. And if we try to take one from the other, that's going to put all of us out.
Well, looks like we got our work cut out for us. Bandits, looters, raiders, kidnappers, Native Americans, and the wild at large.
Welcome to Tangier.
Hell of a welcome. Drinks his coffee.
Any time specifically where lootings happen?
It's always
Places.
at night. It's always at night. It's always the stores. What's at the stores? It seems to be things that are hardware or gun related. We're either building, farming, or shooting. I can't rightly say that, the dressmaker has ever been robbed.
Alright. So, all the stores next to one another, or are they scattered?
There's a main thoroughfare. People tend to set up down Main Street. But, there's some here and there. There's a hardware store not far away from your hotel. And, it seems to have been relatively untouched up to this point.
But the thoroughfare's been robbed.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, if we want to set up a stakeout, we know where to go.
The what's been robbed?
like the Bait Square.
Oh.
It's
I can
small
keep
town
track of a
speak
few
for a
places.
strip mall.
Now, one thing that I might want to point out to you boys. We have tried setting up watches in, down Main Street. Nothing ever happens when we do. But when somebody falls asleep, or when there is no watch and they think that it's over, windows get broken, things get taken. Whoever's taking stuff, they're watching us. And they know what's what.
When someone falls asleep.
I've seen it happen.
Multiple
People wake
times?
up. I've seen people fall asleep. Well, I've seen them wake up the morning after. Never seem to get woken up by whatever's going on, but I've seen them wake up and seen the stores looted and robbed. It's not common, but it happens.
You ever get a caster or a medic to take a look at them? Because if they are
I've had
watching, then I bet they put them to sleep.
I've had the town medic take a look. All he can see is that there was no damage, there was no trauma. And that's one of the things you would think that whoever's doing it would have no problem putting bullets in whoever's standing watch.
Bullets bring threats. That's why we're here, ain't we? I'd be willing to bet that.
Indeed it is.
I'm willing to bet that this is just the worst case. Fuck, I can't talk with my nose like this. This is the worst case scenario for whoever's involved. Too much heat? No, we get called in. Worse than a bullet. Which means we're not... It isn't going to be quiet for too long.
So, you boys have any other questions?
Quickest way in and out of
Have a
town.
Radio Shack.
One at a time, please.
Quickest way in and out of town.
Quickest way in and out of town is going to be right down. It's going to be right down US 97, where you came from.
Now, what about the ways in and out of town that most people don't know about?
Just walk right out of town. Just walk out the outskirts, right into the desert.
Alright. Come in from any angle. Fuck.
Got a Radio Shack.
Boy, they went out of business quite a few years ago. I remember what had happened. Bit of a boy, kind of sad. I remember my father brought me a really nice radio-controlled truck. That was one of those times, back before all the magic, back before the awakening, back before we had a damn dragon as a president. Whoever said dragons could run for presidents? I don't quite understand that.
Well, I know a thing or two about security systems. I work for a security firm. So if we had a way to set up some cameras, microphones, and places that are being looted, common targets, we might be able to get some information.
I could have a couple drones on the rooftops watching.
That's mighty fine of you boys. See what you can find. I don't know what you'll be able to find in the hardware stores. I don't know what you'll be able to find in, the general stores, but might be able to find something.
You mentioned a modest amount of fuel.
Yes,
so
sir.
I guess my drones take fuel, as expected. They're vehicles,
They're
of course.
gas-powered?
They're basically helicopters. What do you expect?
Electric.
Fusion cells.
Nah, chemical energy's the still most condensed form for small things. So I guess just how sparingly should I be using my own fuel before to come use yours, possibly?
Well, that's going to be something you talk to with the boys at the gas stations. They'll set their own prices. They've been going up. But there's still fuel there. So, it's up to you. Just keep in mind that we don't have enough to give away.
Alright. It's fair. Keep that in mind. Thank you.
You're mighty welcome.
Alright, so what are we going after first?
He stands up, places his hat on his head, tips it in the party's direction, and strides out of the hotel into the bright morning.
I think we may want to take a look and see if there's any tracks from something coming from the mesas.
Any of us good trackers? Immediately looks like the dick.
Nah.
Not
Don't suit my
entirely.
skill set.
Alright, so how about this, Sam? You good at
In
tracking
fact,
biological?
the only one of you guys that that has outdoor skills that would be good for that isn't here,
Mm-hmm.
which is relatively hilarious.
Troll face.
Yeah,
What we could do is
can
we
navigate this,
could
that's it.
use Mr. Spade here's detect life ability to try to scan some of the shadier looking abandoned places. See if there's like a outpost or something these bandits have.
That's what we want to do. We want to kick over some hobos. Here's a better question. Sam, can you track biological? If we got you blood, skin, something, can you follow it?
No. I don't think that's not my magic specialty.
Damn it!
You're talking something darker than what I can do.
I read that in the shaman book. They're actually really good at that. Fuck.
Just if we can detect life, we can at least know where to take a look.
Or we can investigate the last shop that got hit. See if they left something.
That would also be a good idea,
Hey,
I
Greg,
think. Yeah,
you think you could hook up a rudimentary security system if I told you how? Just cameras, something like that?
I know a bit about electronics. I could probably wire it for you.
Alright.
Probably help a bit.
Ashland used to be a decently sized city. We could probably find a place that still has some leftover cameras, even if they're not running. To take.
Chances are I could fix them up. I fiddled with the cameras in my drones a bit.
Alright, well that's going down. Why don't me, Sam, and Al, we'll go to the last shop that got hit. See if we can pick up a trail. Think you can handle all this? Wait.
Hmm.
Yes, no?
Might be good.
I mean, I know it ain't right to split us, but broad ass daylight. I think we're fine.
We could take care of ourselves too against a couple bandits that are turned away by a farmer with a double-barrel shotgun.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll go with him. Me and Sam will go to the shop.
Who's Al?
Or whoever Nuck's character is. He didn't put his name in fucking Roll20
He didn't?
anymore. No, it still says Nuck.
No.
And Josh,
I don't know
you
why I
give us
did
a
that.
picture or your name.
Steve.
Oh, I run multiple games in Roll20, so I just have my name. I'm Steve.
That's why I ended up doing it.
From middle management.
You're like, just click the gear and then put in your name. You can just put your display name right now. It's...
Yeah.
There you go. Like, I know you're Steve, but it's like, you don't even have a picture right now. What the hell?
Hippie's mad.
Oh
That's
my
because I
God.
run multiple games, and the only way to change your picture is for every game you're in.
Yeah, the pictures are a pain.
They're huge. They're goddamn huge.
So,
Aggro.
at least have the name.
It's like Al, because it's got an A in it.
I'm confusing your characters again. Alright. Greg, Steve, Agra. You're all set up security. Me and Sam will go check out the last shop.
It's time to go do a bit of scrounging.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, that's my skill. Alright, well, never mind. Let's go.
All right. So, where are Greg and Steve going?
I'm looking for buildings that look like they'd have security cameras, mostly abandoned ones.
Yeah.
Abandoned ones, places that aren't using the cameras.
Mm-hmm.
Because if there's looting going on, that's pretty much not happening, but Ashland probably used to have some places with at least some security.
So, what you're going to be dealing with when you're looking at the abandoned places are mostly old abandoned houses and that sort of thing, which are no longer really used. Most of the shops that you're going to find have been converted and tend to be in use, or just generally in use. So let's see. You don't really have any scrounging skills.
No.
Let's see if Greg does.
I don't think I do either.
No, I don't think you do.
If not,
either.
then we're doing scrounging.
Actually, Greg does. So, in fact, Greg actually has a fair amount of...
my other set of knowledge skills.
Yep. So, Sean, I would like you to roll 3d6 with a target number of 5.
1 second. And... Woo!
Oh, nice.
So you guys find, not only find a couple of, you find some wires, you find, no, Nuck, we didn't. There were no points given. So you guys not only find some wires that seem to be in good shape, and you find some, you find some old circuit boards that haven't really been used, and you even find some capacitors and some other things, which is pretty cool. But the biggest thing that you find is you find an intact camera.
Awesome.
Another node.
All right.
So, let's see. Who has... Let me look at Sean's skills again. Alright, Sean has...
I like how we weren't expected to roll these skills, and you've already rolled 5.
Yep. Alright, so Sean, you do have an electronics skill.
Yes.
So I would like you to, since you guys don't really have a soldering iron on you, I'd like you to roll...
I think I brought a vehicle kit with me.
We're gonna hook this up to a
Did you?
hardware store too.
I brought a vehicle kit. So I should have...
And Nuck's got a repair kit.
Might be...
That means I can repair kit.
Yeah.
Okay, so if Sean has it, that's going to bring down your difficulty tremendously. So I'd like you to roll 3d6, target number of 4. Alright.
Couple
So-
dark fingers later.
So, since you have more failures than you do successes, you don't completely botch it. You get the camera up, and you manage to get a decent feed to your actual rigging deck. The problem is that you ended up fucking up the gyroscopic mount that you were trying to get set up, so the camera can't turn. And the wires are kind of janky, so you're essentially going to have it hardwired, and you're going to have it set up, and you're going to have to watch it. And it can only angle at, it can only, give a relatively fuzzy image from wherever it's set up. Once it's set up, if you move it, you're going to have to resolder things, because the solder job was kind of shitty.
Just enough.
Okay.
Alright. So I can watch this as like another drone through my deck?
Yes, but it has to be wired into the deck.
Okay, so that means we probably have to conceal the wire.
Pretty much.
And we're probably not going to want to run it very far.
Okay. I should talk to the hardware store owner then.
What would you? So the hardware store is the owner of the hardware store is just a just a guy doing his business.
All right, I have 4 negotiation. So I'm gonna say, hey, sheriff brought us in town, right, to deal with these strings of robberies that have been going on, and you've been having any trouble with that?
Thankfully, not yet.
All right, well, we have a plan to try to catch these robbers, since looks like your place is going to be somewhat next on their list, right?
Lord, I hope not.
Well,
We're trying to keep that from coming to fruition.
I work for a security company most days, and I was going to set up a security system in your hardware store. Just a camera, watch the front.
Where do you want to set up? I'm okay with this.
Just somewhere near the front. Has a good view of both, like the front windows, front door. My friend here is going to probably have to camp out inside here and watch. But if we see anything, we'll be alerted and try to head over here, catch the looters before they make off with anything.
I can see that. Josh, I want you to roll 2d6, target number 4.
Oh, shit. Wrong one.
Good job, Nuck.
What?
So, poor Josh.
Josh-o-matic.
Josh goes to set up the camera, trips, and breaks it.
What the hell?
This is why I should have done it. How badly is the camera broken?
So he got a 1, which means that luckily it wasn't 2 1s, but that was pretty shitty.
He crushed it in a banana cream pie.
Not really. What ended up happening though is one of the wires is now unusable. The solder points are broken, and the lens is cracked.
Well, this thing only really has to catch motion. So is it possible for me to resolder some of this stuff?
Roll your last electronics skill. Except, alright. So, you managed to fix the solder points, mostly. The cracked lens couldn't be fixed, and it seems there was some internal damage to the camera. So now there's no color that's going to be really useful. Josh, I want you to roll, since you're the only one with knowledge of security that's with this group, this is your job. Roll 2d6, target number 5.
What the hell?
Son of a fucking bitch!
Oh, I had
So,
Steve. Wait,
Steve-
karma. He has karma.
Do you want to use the comment?
This.
For that?
What the fuck? Like, seriously, what the fuck?
Now you know what my life is like.
Okay, Steve. Remember, your karma
Now you know
refills
what
more
my
often
life-
than the rest of us. So,
Not more often, but...
well,
So,
I mean, I guess I could.
I'm just giving you options. This isn't life-threatening, but I don't know what the hell double 1 is going to do.
I guess so.
I'm going to assume camera is fucked if we're taking the double 1s.
okay, so Steve burns...
Uses.
yeah, well, not burns. Yeah, Steve uses 2 points of karma to reroll. And so this time, so you trip, but you catch the camera before it breaks. Because it looked like, for a moment, that it was going. If it continued the trajectory it was going, it would have probably hit the window and then fallen onto the brick on the outside. So you catch it, which is cool.
You, sir, are a complete klutz.
So you catch it, and you manage to... The place that you decide to set it up isn't really inside the building. You decide to set it up just kind of outside the building, and there is like a little hidden outcropping on one of the other stores. And you set this sucker up, and you set it up in some bushes to watch the entrance to the hardware store.
So now we conceal the wire if we don't want anyone seeing it.
Roll 2d6, target number 4.
Josh or me?
Josh. This is his job.
Because yeah, they can't see this fucking thing.
Okay, they cover it up. Good job.
Alright. Looks like it's all good.
Alright, cool. So your camera is now in place.
Okay.
Alright, so let's change scenes over to Rawhide and Sam. And I think Nuck is with you guys, right?
No,
I'm helping out however I can.
We sent Nuck with the squishies.
Okay.
Me and Sam get an investigation.
Yeah, Nuck, if you're there, make sure to club Steve on the back of the head afterwards.
Well, I would like to lightly sprinkle him with punches for about half an hour.
Steve is now covered in bruises.
And we don't have a medic!
They're just awkward little bruises that don't
That's
do
what you
much.
get for leaving her on top of the van.
Fuck.
Okay. So it's now Sam and Rawhide, and we're now following you.
Alright, so we talked to the sheriff. We know where the last place was hit, right?
What's up?
We talked to the sheriff and we learned where the last place was hit, right?
Right. The most recent thing was the fire at the farm.
Alright, we head out there.
Okay, so you get to the farmhouse and you see that it's been pretty much burnt to the ground. It's a lot of ash and burned out wood. And this is why the farmer ran to the sheriff and said he was leaving for Reading. It's obvious. This was bad. The destruction was pretty thorough.
And was it just the barn, or was this focus, or was it just fire?
The whole property has been thoroughly destroyed, crops included.
Yeesh. Any sign of where it started?
Looks like everywhere.
Right now, just by looking at it, all you can see is that everything was on fire at some point.
And wait, was this last night?
No, this wasn't last night. This was. It's obvious that it's been a couple of days because it's not hot anymore.
Shit. Just had a clever idea there, but damn. Alright, where do you think we should start, Sam?
We should go see for tracks. See if anybody came in a vehicle, though I might suspect they might not have. We'll
I'm
see
gonna
what
sift
happens.
through the debris.
No,
You're
with them.
you're with you're with the two techies.
No. Okay, I'm not gonna sift through the debris. I'm gonna look around for any possible clues.
All right, so
Torn clothing, anything like that. Anything out of the ordinary.
I thought you were I thought you were punching Steve.
Oh, I did that only. That only took half an hour.
Well, this is happening at the same time that they're working on setting their camera up.
And Josh is trying not to trip.
Well, that's not working.
Well, trying.
Alright, let's see. Let me get these character sheets up. Alright, so what's going on here?
Alright, we're gonna search for tracks around the outskirts. Particularly along the side that's not, civilization.
Alright, so, let's see who has skills for that stuff.
And I got scrounging and navigation by land, if that helps. And knowledge of the local neighborhood, but no, that's back in Chicago.
You mean Seattle?
Seattle.
Neither of you guys have the skills to do that, so what I would do is I would allow you to each roll 1d6, target number 4. Wow.
Booyah!
Wow.
So, you guys notice that there are... The ground has been obviously disturbed outside of the area. Like, there were people that had you know, it was a whole group that had come and trampled things. Like, trampled the grass and everything else around it. What's really strange, though, and it's Sam that notices this, is that the tracks, they extend out into the desert, but after a while, they're gone.
What do you mean they're gone, Sam?
This might not be good. This might not be good at all.
What are they?
Either they covered the tracks, or they have a mage with them. Which means all their little planning in the lobby might have just been for nothing.
What do you mean for nothing? Mages
Because
don't do this.
And if they wanted to astral protecting themselves, they would, say, sneak in when a new group of mercs come in and just listen in on their stuff.
Alright, that's pretty harsh, but... Alright, let's say they can't astral project. That means that it doesn't matter what the fuck we do, they can always appear behind it. Immediately turns around. Alright.
Burned out farmhouse.
This is bad. Can you try and, like, detect some magic? Confirm this?
I'm gonna go ahead, send the ground, and do detect enemies astral. I think that's 6 difficulty to do that.
Yep, Sean. See, the rules for that are they roll their magic against against drain code. How'd that work? Let's see. It was they had to roll their level against the magic to detect for drain, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that would be level 2. You're doing detect enemies?
Yes.
Alright, so roll 2 and then roll magic, roll target number 6. 2d, yeah. Alright, so you take a point of medium drain. So you are quite tired. Now roll 2d6, target number 4. Alright, so you feel that something was there. What it was, you're not really sure. You can just sense that there was a hostile... I mean, it's really, really faint. Like, whatever it was hostile at some point and was around at some time within the past week. And whatever it was not happy.
Not happy.
Nope.
That's all he could tell was that not happy being they were unpleasant enough that even with such a minor the spell almost fizzling, he could still get the sense that whatever it was, whoever it was, whatever it is, just wasn't a friendly thing.
Fan-fucking-tastic. Mages with aggression against agrarians. Alright, well, Sam, you rest. Let me take a look around. I I want to scrounge around the tracks to see if they dropped anything. Cigarette butts, pieces of cloth, anything that was not here originally.
Alright, so roll. Let's see, what's your scrounging here?
4.
4. Okay, so roll 46, target number 6. Okay, so you notice that one of the tracks has there's miscolored dirt in the heel of one of the tracks.
Alright, I'm gonna collect the X's. Who
What
knows?
color?
Okay, that's a good point. What color is it?
It's orange,
Like from a mesa?
possibly.
Pumpkin patch.
Yeah, take some.
Alright, definitely taking that.
Taste it.
Eat it.
Well, at least it's not from a black mesa.
Oh.
Prepare for unforeseen consequences.
Give us a free minute.
Do we see any crowbars? No. Alright, Sam still needs the rest, right?
Yeah.
Sam, yeah. So right now, Sam's running on medium stun damage.
Alright, then I guess I'll, like, shoulder him up, and I'm gonna go, like, where did the tracks sort of stop? Like, they came in. Where did it look like they stop?
Like when they walked in,
No,
or where did
the
they
opposite.
disappear? Where
So
did they
it looks like
disappear
a vehicle
from?
came in of some kind, and then
No, it
went
wasn't a
back out.
vehicle. Wasn't a vehicle.
Oh, that's actually
It
new.
was. It was groups of. It was like I said, boot prints. There were. It was people.
All right. So they came in from somewhere that we can't tell. Then they went. Then they went to the farm. Then they went back out. I want to know where the middle point was. Where did they start throwing Molotovs from, or whatever?
You can't really tell. The only thing that you can see is that you were able to see where the tracks, got to the farm, and then from there everything is obscured by burned out remains.
All right. Then I kind of want to go to that point, and can I try looking around again, see if I can find craters? Specific types of ash.
Let's see. What skill did you use?
Yeah,
you
should
had
check
1d6.
for like magic. Glass shards. Make sure it wasn't like magically burned down by
That's
some
why-
dragon or something.
That's why I said craters.
All right. So for that roll, you did 1d6 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now since you've already searched, it's going to be 1d6 5 because you're doing a more thorough search.
Okay. Crushed
Nice.
it.
All right, so what you find is, not only do you find some glass, but you also find some you find a piece of wood that was, and you find that the wood is burned oddly. It's burned at the top, but not necessarily in the back. And it's not the same kind of wood that was used in the construction of the buildings.
So odd glass and wood that was burned wrong that doesn't belong here.
Correct.
All right.
Evidence.
Evidence for sure, but damn, if Sam wasn't out, I'd have him take a scan at the wood. But we can
Sam's
save
not
that
out
for-
yet. Sam's just tired.
True, but I don't want to haul his
Good night.
unconscious ass.
A good night of sleep and Sam will be fine.
Alright.
He can at least take a look at it.
You know, that's fair. I'll bring this over to Sam to see what he can think.
Yeah. About this at this point, it feels, because Sam's kind of feels like he's been punched in the face by Nuck, but he doesn't feel like he's getting he's not about to pass out. He just is woozy.
You could ask the guy that's been helping us out if he's seen the wood or dirt or any of that.
Well,
He knows
talk
the
to him
area.
first. But yeah, I want to collect as much as we can here. So I'll bring it back to Sam, see if he has anything to add to this. Particularly the glass. Like, what color is the glass?
Glass is clear.
So it ain't booze.
Just clear shards of glass.
Are they like curved or flat?
They are curved.
So, likely a bottle, but probably improvised.
Now, I'm just going to ask out of curiosity. What would I need to roll to try to reassemble the bottle?
You don't have near enough glass to try to reassemble anything.
That's why I asked.
Like, it would require, like, some sort of crazy act of God. I mean, you could do, like,
And
1d6 target
he's
number of
tripping.
25.
We got those last time. One of your wolves rolled a 30. But yeah, no, there's no reason wasting time on that.
All hail our in Jesus.
Alright, I'm bringing the glass and the wood back to Sam. Found this over there.
Peek an eye open. The glass obviously looks like it's from a bottle. Well, I don't know, Jack, would I need to roll for that? No.
No,
Looks like
it's curved glass. It's curved glass. Like, there's not a whole lot of things, you know.
I would know what fetishes look like, right? Being a shaman.
Let's see. Do you? Yeah, I would consider basic fetish knowledge to be. You would know some basics about it, but you're not a fetishist, and you don't have specific knowledge in it.
No,
So I would give you basic knowledge just because it's part of your school.
Alright, would it look like the wood he has looks like a fetish or something?
No,
Okay.
it's burned. So
Okay.
you know for a fact that shamans would, guard that shit like they would guard their nuts.
I was thinking something more like they would do something to the wood and something would happen to the barn or something like that. Anyway, that'd
be more.
yeah, more like a ritual.
Alright. Well, any other ideas, Sam? Or should we just head back?
I think we got what we need to do right now. We know that they came in from somewhere, but they've disappeared. Yeah, we're fine. We got what we needed. If they needed to come out here and look, they'll go out here and look.
Roger that. Let's head back to the hotel. Oh wait, Nuck has a phone on him, right?
Yes.
Alright, so do I. So this pair-up was good. So, unless they're doing anything else in the shop...
Yeah, I have a phone too.
There we go. Then I guess we should all try and... Let's all try and... Yeah. Oh, my nose. Let's all regroup at the bar. Or, not the bar, the, hotel. That's a neutral location?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, before we actually leave, can I tell if... I mean, you knew it looked like Molotov, but was there any residue of magic being used against the barn?
You can repeat the same roll, but you're going to add a target number of 2 to your primary skill. So roll 2d6, target number 4. Okay, so you managed to bring the drain. Well, you're still going to hit drain, so that's going to give you 2 points of medium, and then roll your whatever it was that I had you roll for the detect magic. I think it was a 1. Let's see, what was that? Your skill was wait. So you were rolling detect. You had detect enemies. Yeah. So detecting enemies, you could do analyze magic.
Yeah, I was going to go analyze
Okay.
magic.
Alright, so if you're doing Analyze Magic, you don't take any drain, because you got a success, and I'm going to roll that back one. And it's only light. So, goody. So roll 2d6,
target number 4.
Oh, well.
You sense that magic was used. You don't know what it was used for, though.
Alright, that's all I need to know.
Then I guess we regroup at the hotel.
You are now all back at the hotel.
Oh, and while we're on the road, let's call the sheriff. Because we did find some stuff, and he should probably know about the camera.
You have no idea. You have no idea how to call a sheriff.
Did you say he'd meet back up with us every day?
No, he said he wanted us to call him, keep him in the loop every day.
He said contact him. He didn't say call you.
How are we going to contact him then?
Well, going to the sheriff's office is probably
While
a
we're
good
looking
start.
around, need to know where the sheriff's office is, see if I can spot it or anything.
It's pretty easy to find.
Okay.
Alright, change of plans, regroup at the sheriff's office. They'll probably have a forensic team for... they'll have microscopes or something.
So, you guys show up at the sheriff's office, and the sheriff's office is relatively it's small. It's not it's not podunk, but it's not a big major police facility. You walk in, and Sheriff Holiday is kind of sitting behind his desk, and he's doing some paperwork. He looks up. "Hello, boys. What can I do for you?" In the back, you hear banging on the doors in one of the holding cells.
Oh yeah, that guy. Alright, I guess camera crew should go first.
Yeah, we set up a camera to watch over the hardware store you pointed us to. Best case scenario, they know the place is being watched, so they won't try to loot it. Worst case scenario, they try to loot it and we get it on camera.
That was smart of you, boys. Proud of you.
And we took a look over at the farm that got burned down. We found some interesting shit.
It was burned. Well, that would explain why he came running out and said he was leaving.
You never
What'd you
sent
find?
anyone out to look?
No, my deputy was already gone, and I had my hands full, boys.
Well, better sit down for this. Shit's reeked with magic. Lots of it.
Or at least some of it.
Enough that some individuals probably used a portal at one point. That or astral projected.
That's just theory, don't actually use it as proof, I'm just thinking loud about that.
Fair enough, fair enough. And
Well,
we
that's disturbing.
found some stuff that didn't belong. I then pull out
Such
the bags
as?
of the oddly colored dirt, the glass bottles, and the odd wood.
Let me see if I can pull up Sheriff Holiday's character sheet here.
Wait, while you do that, has this been the first time we've ever split the party and it not gone horribly wrong?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in all of our like all of our tabletop, this is the first time it's never gone, like, shit up. This is good. We did a good
This
thing
isn't
today.
something I'd call a particularly hostile session, though.
True,
It's fine.
but the worst that happened is we almost lost a camera.
Well, our characters don't know, but we know that there's not going to be any battling.
Well, unless we start one.
And it's daytime, so unless we try, we're probably not going to run into something.
Yeah, the first fight that happens is we're gonna initiate it. But then our characters kind of know that anyway.
Okay, so Sheriff Holiday looks at the dirt first.
He knows the lay of the land. It should be familiar to him. Dizam.
Yeah, he has what was it? He has
skill of... Actually, it should even be one more dice to that. He has wilderness survival, and he has which is a skill of 3, and then he has 5 to wilderness survival desert.
Hot damn.
Because I mean, he's lived out here all his life.
Yeah.
Interesting. This dirt. Now I can't be sure, but one of the mesas is pretty far out. I seem to remember seeing this color when I was a boy. The reason why I remember it is because it was oddly colored. All the other mesas tend to have... Boys, have you ever seen the Painted Desert out in Nevada?
Can't say that I have.
Read about it.
I've watched documentaries on it, TV.
It's quite lovely. Been there once. The odd thing is that we have one mesa that has strangely colored strata of rock and dirt. And it's similar, but not the same. That being said, this seems to match up with that particular one. I would keep looking around, boys, but this might be the beginning of a clue. He looks at the glass. It's a bottle. Looks at the wood. I don't rightly know.
Got any good casters around? Fetishists?
He raises an eyebrow.
We believe that the wood might have been burned using magic, and if that's true, it's possible that the glass bottle had the catalyst. We don't got the materials or the know-how to know for sure, but it's an idea.
That's why I brought you boys in. That's why I paid Mortimer.
Alright. So do you know
Mortimer?
of anyone who's good cats? So are any good cats around here or not? There must be someone selling fetishes.
Not that I know of. You may try the local Indians, but as far as I know, nobody in town.
We have one in back, right?
We do. You can get him to talk.
Yeah, we could talk to him. We got a troll.
Could we understand him?
Sheriff
you
stands
be-
up and...
Willing to help us?
I don't mind. I don't know if you'll get much out of him outside of what I can, what I've been able to get.
Alright, unless he speaks deep Southern or Pig Latin, I'm no help here.
I'm certainly no help there.
I wonder if he speaks Latin. Or a bit of Japanese.
So, the sheriff takes you back to the holding cell, and he bangs on the door, and the banging on the other side stops, and he yells something in an unintelligible language to any of you. It sounds very strange and foreign. But the odd thing about it when you first hear it is it doesn't sound like any Asian languages that you know of or any Western languages. It's, something completely different. And the pounding stops, and and Sheriff Holiday opens up the door, and you see a young boy. He can't be more than 12 or 13. Surprised by how young he looks. His shoulders are sunburned, and he's wearing a pair of, old kind of ratty trousers, but no shirt. And he's sitting on the supplied bed. And he's looking angry, and he looks scared.
Does he still have his boots on him?
He didn't have any in the first place.
What do his feet look like?
His feet look like feet. You can see they're calloused, and he's been used to wandering the desert barefoot.
So it wasn't them.
Well, I was going to say, any trace of an oddly colored orange mud.
He's been in there for days.
Oh.
Fuck. Should have got here earlier.
I'd guess we should ask him about maybe the wood.
Well, let's try and let's get to know the guy first. Damn.
Yeah.
Caged animal at this point. Shit. Let's get some personal. So who here has the best diplomacy or speaking skills? Cause
I have negotiation of 3.
I have negotiation 4.
I have negotiation of something, but I'm looking here. Here, negotiation. Come here.
what about you, Sam? You good with people?
Negotiation / bargain 1/3. No, I don't have much there.
Up to a point. Remember, guys, I'm like the new guy here. I don't have all the karma points you guys dropped into your characters, so.
Neither
You got
do
an
I.
extra 10.
Could you, like, astrally project yourself into the center of his mind and just rip the secrets from him?
Wow.
No.
That would only freak him out.
Actually, I'm not gonna go there.
I need to spend half an hour on somebody else next.
So, what's your name, sir?
The sheriff relays the question. The boy glares at you.
We're just trying to help you out here. It's not you we're, really after.
I have a candy bar in my coat. Wonder if that helps.
The
Couldn't hurt.
sheriff speaks. The boy screams something unintelligible. The sheriff looks back. Sam, White Devil. Again.
Sam, you know anything about White Devil? Actually, I have knowledge in fringe cults. Do I know anything about White Devil?
Oh fuck.
Let's see. What is your knowledge?
2.
Roll 2d6, target number 7.
I knew it was gonna be 7. Maybe put some karma in it.
Aw,
Oh.
no.
So, no. As far as you can tell, he just hates you all.
Can I use
I'm
my
not white.
communicator to go in the net and see if I can find anything on White Devil? In this
I'm not even remotely white.
Yeah,
So-
that's actually a good point.
Do I know any guys in the chat rooms that I have 5 points in familiarity with that might know anything about White Devil?
Well, I have the devil half covered, but I'm not white.
So, we're trying to investigate disappearances around the town. And if you, I guess, if you're also wishing to live in the same area, they may come for you too. And, well, not wanting to say it specifically like that. But we want to make sure that people are not vanishing, and it could honestly be anyone. It's not just us, it's not just you. We want to make
I'm
sure
not
that
the only one with the bedside manner of an ice pick.
Yeah, notice why I'm still in the hallway trying to get cells reception.
He responds with the same, he just gives you the same response.
Has a White Devil been kidnapping your people?
Let's see. Roll 4d6, target number 6.
Who?
He just
Wow, I'm getting shitty luck. Jesus.
he just glares at you and says the same thing.
I look at the sheriff. So, is there anyone named White Devil around here, or a gang known as White Devils around here?
Not that I know of. Hippie, you're trying to like Shadowrun equivalent of Google this, right?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if like
You don't really have anything in computer skills for it. So roll 1d6, target number 6.
Alright.
All you're finding is so you found a couple things. You found like a beer brand. You found a troll punk rock band called the White Devils.
Ooh, that sounds
You
good.
you find you also find that that's what Native Americans tended to call settlers way back in the day, but you're not really finding anything overly helpful.
That may be so, but you did point out something interesting. That's what in Native America called Old Settlers. The settlers here have been here for a while. This doesn't seem like this would be the type of thing he'd shout. There's something specific.
That means that there's some white devil at the very least that he's upset with.
A very specific.
It could be us because he's not using plural.
So then I guess I have my wrist-mounted computer over to Steve, see if his forum buddies know anything. And I
Yeah,
remind him
could I
that
actually?
if I find 1 ounce of porn on my computer, I'm beating his ass.
Yeah, I have 5 chat room familiarity. Would any of them know anything about weird things? Because internet forum people can know weird things about weird things sometimes.
Let's see. Yeah, you do have 5 chat room familiarity, which is fucking hilarious. Okay, so roll 5d6, target number 5. One of them directs. Somebody says one guy with the name, Hung Dude, tells you that that he tends to hang out in occult chat rooms once in a while, and he gives you a specific URL. He's like, go here, check this out, maybe that'll help you. So you now have access to a private chat room about the occult.
Okay.
Go for it, Steve.
I'm going to ask, hey guys, do you know anything about, what's the name of the group?
White Devil.
No, anything
Oh, the Indians.
Anything related to Pacific Northwestern Native Americans and cult about white devils?
Roll 1d6. Not 1d6. Roll 5d6. Target number and keep with the 5. Because you're being pretty specific.
What the fuck?
Oh.
So you get a response from this. You essentially find that you're now getting trolled, and somebody DDoSes you, and the computer goes offline.
I'm re-rolling that.
I wanted to say, like, you owe me a new fucking terminal, asshole.
Yeah, what the fuck? That's like freak odds.
The
All right,
days of Norman Brown
I'll
are
let-
catching up
I'll
to
let
you,
you-
Josh.
I'll let you use 1 karma to re-roll it.
That's better.
You've rolled more ones than passes.
I know. What the fuck?
All right, so instead of getting DDoSed, somebody, there was somebody that pipes up, and they're like, and they're saying that the term white devil can mean several things, and you've essentially got they could either be referring to Caucasians. They don't know anything about a cult specifically, but what they do know is that there may be some awakened creatures or meta creatures that could possibly have the name. They've heard it bandied about, but they've never actually found it in a book, and it's relatively rare.
Are there any pictures or anything?
No, it's just a chat room.
No, I mean, like, could I ask if there's any pictures or something I could reference, print out?
So help me,
just
you pull up
impressions.
Goatsy.
They're not sure. So they're going to dig through their files and see what they can find, because they're going to help a bro. So same roll.
I'm getting shit luck today. Jeez, I'm glad there's no
That
combat.
wasn't bad, all things
That w-
considered.
He sends you a picture. It's about as grainy as most Bigfoot pictures are. All you can tell is there's something and it's large.
Alright, I want to test something.
Taller
Mr.
than
Holiday,
it is.
Sheriff Holiday, do you have a printer or something in the office? We could print this out, show it to him, see how he reacts.
Thank you.
Sheriff Holiday just, points over to the printer by his desk.
Alright, let's do that.
Hey, Josh.
Yeah?
Roll 1d6, target number 3.
Oh, fuck!
No.
It prints out.
Does Josh have gremlins too?
No.
No, but it's a printer.
What?
That's a good point.
What?
It's a printer!
Sean, have you ever tried to set up and use a printer on a new computer?
Oh.
I got it.
Nut can back me up on this.
I got it.
Yeah, I've tried it.
Okay, so you get your picture.
Mm.
Alright, who wants to show it to him? Because don't let the donuts, they're gonna get punched in the face. I call not it.
No. He's in a holding cell. What the fuck, hippie?
You gotta give it to him.
I'm going to hold up the picture. I'm going to say, is this the White Devil?
Sheriff Holiday speaks for a moment. The boy's eyes get wide and he leans forward. He looks at it. And he looks back at the sheriff. And he says White Devil once again.
Any different?
It felt less accusatory.
Can you tell us anything about the White Devil?
He looks visibly scared and shakes his head.
We might actually be on something.
We want to help.
Alright, so which one of you guys has, okay, so, let's see. Do any of you guys have, Josh has negotiation. Does Snuck have?
Av has this particular spell that makes him John Bauer. Jack Bauer.
Okay, not that.
I can punch things.
Let's see, you've got...
Got a bit of negotiation.
Yeah, Josh has the highest negotiation. After that, Av has Compel Truth, which is probably about going to knock you out if you try to cast it.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see. Josh, your negotiation is 4.
Mhm.
So, you can ask the question and roll a 46, target number 5. Okay, so the boy mumbles something about seeing it and he mumbles and speaks really fast to the sheriff, and the sheriff turns. Well, boys, seems like you're onto something. He says
Where's
that
piece of wood.
the White Devil is stalking people. He hasn't ever seen it. He only heard stories. But with the disappearances he's seen coincide with his people's stories of the White Devil.
Let me get this straight. A large spectral phantom carrying the name of Beelzebub is kidnapping people from a small podunk town in the middle of nowhere. And our only contact to that is a scared Native American child.
Could I get the?
Is this why you ran into the sheriff's office?
He says weapons.
Okay,
To defend yourself?
we can help with this. Steve, or is it Greg? I forget who's talking to him.
Steve.
I am.
Steve. See if you can convince him to have us help him. Because we also want to get rid of the White Devil, and we have guns. We
Yes. Okay.
did we at least keep the tea from the Fenrir?
There was nothing left.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to say we have weapons, and we want to help with the White Devil. Is there anything you can tell us? Anybody you can point us to that could tell us more about the White Devil or help us fight it?
Same roll.
Damn, crushed it.
He says yes, but he doesn't know if you're enough. You're not quite sure what he means by that.
Oh, lordy.
And
Okay,
he says that.
Tell him the story of the Fenrir.
And he says that the person who he can send you to, or that he knows, he's not sure where they're at. But if the sheriff will let him go, then he'll go find them.
What do you think, Sheriff?
Well, boys, seems we're onto something, and I guess I owe you. So, let him know that I expect him back within 3 days.
Alright.
So the sheriff turns around and lets him know. And then he lets him out. And as the boy's walking out, the sheriff claps him on the shoulder and says something to him, and the boy nods and runs off.
You told him not to try this shit again, didn't you?
Pretty much.
Figured. Alright. So we got a tail and then... we got so much more to do. Sheriff, who's the last person who ended up vanished?
He just sighs. My daughter and her little boy.
Alright. Would it be alright if we visited their home?
Prefer if you didn't. I already looked. There's nothing there.
We have someone who can detect magic.
I raise my hand. I'm a little peckish right now. I might not be able to cast more.
Just doing it tomorrow, though.
Alright. All things considered, but...
Go there. That's the freshest crime scene. If there's anywhere else relatively recent, too.
Josh,
Marcus
roll.
is better.
Josh, roll 46,
Oh no.
target number 6. So, the sheriff sighs and reluctantly agrees. I guess it's probably the best. I just want her to have her privacy, as little as it is. If you don't understand,
I understand, sir.
I'll take you there in the morning.
Alright.
Yes.
Alright. Anything else we know we can try and do? Because if not, then I'll say... Then I say, some of us sleep, some of us get ready for a stakeout. Because the camera's nice, and Greg needs to be on it. So I guess we'll put
Greg should be on it. We should have Agra there, too.
then me, Sam,
Because
Steve,
scary fucking troll.
Then me, Sam, and Steve will go to the main town square. We'll see if we can set up there and watch that. If nothing else, they won't try shit this tonight.
Kind of want to see what other shops may look like they might get hit by raiders.
They'd be in the square then.
Yeah,
So, yeah.
that's why we're going down there. And then if one of us mysteriously falls asleep, we know it was wizards.
If I magically fall asleep, it'll be wizards. Well, I take a 3-hour power nap. I'm good for the night.
Yeah.
And if the 3 of us, they can't put us all out.
We should probably let Sam get his rest, though.
Well,
You make a fair point.
You and I should go out. If anyone falls asleep, though, that's circumstantial evidence there's wizards at work here. We could have him in the morning cast Detect Magic on us, something like that.
Alright.
See if there's any sleeping spells.
I don't like being bait, but fuck it. Makes sense to me.
could. Well, I'm gonna have to hang out near the camera we set up.
Yeah, and aggro be with you. So anyone tries to jump you, you got big, scary red devil.
I guess I'll keep a drone on top of the rooftop, kind of concealed away from anyone from below.
Maybe keep one in the shop itself.
Yeah, we could follow him back.
Alright, so we're gonna scope out the square,
Mm-hmm.
then get ready for the night. Let's do so.
You are now at the square.
I assume it's obvious to see which shops got hit.
Yeah, they're pretty much boarded up.
Can I get a good view of the whole area as well as the shops that weren't hit from like maybe one of the rooftops?
There's not really.
You have drones.
Yeah, you can. I was about to say you can't really go up to the rooftops. There's not really access, but yeah, you
I
have
could fly a
drones.
drone up
Yeah, you do.
And then just let it sit on there, but not flying.
Well, keep in mind that if you're monitoring the camera, you're not going to be able to monitor the drone at the same time.
Can you set your
Let's
drone
stick to the camera.
Can you set your drone to take pictures? That's a command.
Yeah, should be able to.
Alright, then put your drone up somewhere nice and safe and have it take pictures of anything that moves. Maybe it will
Yeah.
work on magic, maybe it will. And maybe keep it focused on me and Steve. So if anything tries to jump us, you guys know what killed us.
Wouldn't I
Sounds
be
good.
able to, like, kind of look through both of them using the captain's chair?
Yeah, you could switch back and forth between them like that.
Yeah, I'll just have I'll have my drone for my protection, the drone watching the square, and the camera just sitting in captain's chair mode.
Okay.
You could set the one for your protection to alert you if, Yeah.
And then you have big troll.
And then, yeah, basically anything that moves, I can take pictures with the drones, and probably have to just manually watch through the camera because shit happened with it.
Okay.
But are any of the
Let's see.
shopkeepers around from the hit shops?
Most of them have left.
Damn. There's no way to tell what was stolen.
We know it was stolen.
Yeah, you pretty much know. It was anything of use.
Generic materials, alright. Fantastic. And what, they're all just smash and grabs?
Pretty much what it seems like.
Anyone in them that wasn't a smash and grab?
Nope.
Alright, damn. So I'm betting the guys at the farm were a lot more subtle than these. What was the last store that got hit here?
As far as you can tell, it was just another like similar hardware store.
Alright. Guess it wouldn't hurt to take a look around.
It's completely boarded up. You can go look around, but you'd have to actually tear the boards off to get inside.
Let's not do that. Let's just stake out for tonight, and then in the morning we could ask questions.
Alright. Anything else we want to know? Anything else we want to get?
Nah.
Alright. Steve, Agra, Greg, you're in the camera. Sam, sleep. Me and Steve, let's get some rest. Let's eat a heavy dinner, and then we'll be up on the roofs. Let's hope like hell this goes well. And I guess that's it.
Okay. Everybody who's outside, I would like you to all roll your willpower target number of 6.
This is slightly game breaking, but is this magic?
Yes.
Alright, because I have magic resist 3.
I have
Target number
magic
of
resist
3.
4.
Okay, so Steve gets target number 2. Yeah, factor in those magic resists.
What did you
I
roll?
knew this would come in handy.
Alright, Judging that I have anything else, looks like not.
I must not have that.
No, you have
Ooh.
willpower of 6.
Nailed it.
Nice.
So 66, greater than 4.
Yep. Nice. Okay. Sam returns to his room. You all notice that the night feels strange and cold. The air is a little thicker, and a sense of foreboding about the town hangs heavy in the gloom, like a mantle of ill omen. People living in the town are scared. This is already a really strange job for a Shadowrunner. This is no corporate espionage or subversion. This is a real problem, which has the potential to eat away at the very foundation of a society, and something about it has already begun to gnaw at you, as if feeding on your very souls. The hairs on the back of your necks stand on end. As you sit alone on the rooftop, the feeling of being watched is both palpable and real. From your peripheral visions, you think you catch fleeting glances of red eyes at the windowsills. But upon each inspection, it proves to be only a figment of your collective imaginations played upon by the darkness. As you all begin to wait and watch, you feel that nothing was going to happen. That is, if it weren't for the bright flash of light on the street outside, and the roar of flame as the hardware store explodes into a towering fireball straight from the depths of hell.
Which hardware store?
The one you were watching.
The one where Greg and Agra were.
The one you guys were watching, yes.
From outside.
You're outside.
Okay.
Shut the fuck
Hippie
up,
almost had
hippie.
a heart attack.
Shut the fuck up, hippie.
What did I do? I was worried that our guys just got torched.
Then shut the fuck up. And then wait until he says.
What Josh says.
Yeah, you guys were outside. That's also end of session.
Oh, sweet.
That's it?
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Aw.
That was a good session.
I thought so.
I got to use my fucking chat room familiarity.
That was great.
And it actually came in handy.
Yep.
We actually solved the mystery, guys.
We did it, right? I mean,
And we
not
have a
saying
plan.
Solve.
I need, like, the Ancient Aliens guy, just like, I'm not saying it was aliens.
But
Not saying it
aliens.
was magic,
You're just saying it's the white
but it was
fucking
magic.
Coelho.
I know that word.
devil. Friggin' Klingon.
What the hell?
No.
I don't know what it is.
That's
It's
Chinese.
Chinese for
It actually just means white devil.
white ghost.
Yeah.
And it works with any color.
I can believe that, actually. So how much dice did we roll? Good.
You guys rolled
was
more than I
good, though.
expected you to.
We rolled more dice in the last round of combat.
I don't know about that.
That was good. The chat room scene, though.
I wasn't expecting that. That was good.
Did you expect us actually finding anything at the farm?
Yeah, I was expecting. I had some idea. I know I already planned out like kind of what's around there, and I had planned out if you like really just crushed the searching, what you would find.
Yeah, but we didn't.
I also had
We
planned
kinda
out
did.
if Av ran detect magic or anything or examine magic or anything similar to that, kind of what would happen. So, I had the farm encounter pretty well planned out. I didn't expect the camera, and that was smart.
Well,
Alright.
we know it's some magical shit.
We know it's lots of magic.
Steve's not useless.
Mm-hmm.
He has his
He's
internet
bruised,
friends.
though.
No, I'm actually surprised that, Steve, you were super useful last time, but you had the luck of a golden god. Now you've had luck fuck all, except for 2 magic rolls. Like, what the hell's up with our luck today?
I
Luck
have internet
does
friends,
whatever
guys.
it pleases.
I'm Reddit famous. With familiarity 5, that would make me like Reddit famous, though, right?
You're not Unidan, but
Oh,
you're getting closer to Vargas.
Well, this way, you're a moderator on 7chan.
Oh Jesus!
At least it's not 4chan.
I'm a 7chan mod. Jesus.
All right. So, anything else we should know before we wrap it up?
Nope.
Awesome.
Then I guess.
That was a good game.
That was nice.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I thought about doing something at the tracks, but I was like, nah. I already got knocked out by a couple of my spells, so yeah.
Yeah, we need to get you some magic dampening or something.
Some like energy drinks. Could we actually get Av some crystal meth in the small town?
We don't have Savanti, so I'm gonna say no.
Damn it! I
And
need my
there's
drug
some
connection.
other consequences of.
Hey, I've done drugs not recreationally, for work, shadow running,
He's
and I
got a point.
outperformed all of you assholes.
Well, you know the whole thing about mages and drugs, right?
No, I don't.
We kind of take essence loss.
Oh, gotcha.
Drugs can make you lose magic. And or essence.
It's like if I forget which one it was. It's not Jazz, it's not Kamikaze, it's not Chill. Ooze. There's a drug called Ooze that boosts your it essentially boosts anything that uses essence, but it takes essence away whenever you feel withdrawals. And if you get clean from it,
Gotcha.
that's it. It's gone. You have to mainline
wow.
that shit. All right, I'm gonna shut this down.